This was just a warm-up shot, and I do think it's important to do those warm-up shots and just get things rolling and start photographing, because you can wander on for quite a bit and never taking out your camera, especially when you are shooting like I am with this quite big analog film camera, so the Mamiya. This is quite a cumbersome camera to set up and take out, so you can kind of avoid it, which isn't great. But it is a nice camera, and it's a slow way of working. I mean, just setting up this quite simple scene took quite a few minutes to set up the camera, the tripod, and leveling everything, and getting framing as best I could. So I've shot this at I forgot changing the aperture. I'm going to retake this photograph, because I was supposed to do it at f22 at 2 seconds. I did it at 4.5. f4.5 and 2 seconds, so it's quite overexposed. So I'm going to take one more exposure of the scene, and hopefully that will turn out. I'm going to continue wander about and try to find some more subjects, and we're going to talk a bit about autumn photography today, I think. So I made a mess of the film photography this day. I didn't notice it out in the field as well. We'll talk a bit more about that at the end of the video. One thing I didn't notice though, I accidentally did a double exposure of this scene. Quite easy to do with the RB67, as it lacks a lockout for double exposures. However, I did take a backup image with my Fujifilm X-H1, just a fast snapshot of the scene. Show you that image now, because I quite like the idea of this image. As I said in the field, I like that highlight at the top with the gradient going over to the more darker tones towards the bottom. In the middle, the main subject, those dead trees. I think those works quite well. However, I wasn't as careful setting up the digital camera to have a log obstructing the main subject, which kind of ruins the image. It's a shame, but that's something that happens sometimes. With that, back to the field. So out scouting today. I don't usually do that. I usually just go out and photograph. But I've never taken those nice colorful autumn images. Not any I'm especially proud of anyhow. So this year I want to fix that. I want to take a nice colorful autumn images. I've come to the conclusion the reason I haven't been able to capture those images is due to two things: time and preparation. First, time. Well, I can go out as much as I possibly can, but I do have a day job, so I am kind of limited there. I have a preparation I can do something about, so I'm trying to do that this year. So in early September, so start of autumn, late summer, start of autumn, and I'm out exploring an area I've been to before and kind of just zoning into it and kind of finding compositions, specifically for autumn images. So I've been searching for, like, I'm at this gorge, this is a gorge here. And what I'm searching for are tops of trees, like nice looking trees with lots of branches and just explosion of color on that. I think would look really nice. Yes. I do have a couple of other things in the back of my mind, but perhaps not for this area. This area is, with this quite steep gorge, is ideal if you want to capture the top of trees and have that overlook view. I do like this area also. It's nice to wander about here. So that's what I've been doing today. It's getting late in the day. It's almost lunchtime, and it's quite started raining. So I'm going to head back to the car now and keep an eye out for if I spot anything. So the tree here in the background is precisely what I'm looking for today. Kind of nice looking trees with a lot of branches and quite nice looking leaves as well. Doesn't look too much today, but imagine how it will look in the autumn with the color shift. I think it would look quite nice. So I'm after that really colorful photo. It's like quite a prominent tree, interesting branches and a lot of color in the leaves. So I might just log this in the memory bank and return to it in the autumn. The problem here though is I can't really find a nice composition. Ideally I would like to get a bit closer to the tree and the crown of the tree. However, as you might see, I'm quite close to the edge, the cliff edge, so I can't really move much closer. And it kind of doesn't work with the telephoto either, because we have this smaller tree obscuring the bigger tree in the background. Try and work the scene and see if I can find any composition that I can return to when the condition is better and I do have a color I'm after. This is, as I said, my preparation, my scouting for autumn to come. So heading back to the car now. Nice little outing, nice scouting outing. I made a mess of my film photography today. So I made two mistakes out in the field. The first one, the first image, I took 3 exposures of that scene. And it really meant to only take one. I thought to myself, well, one exposure at f22 would do it. Nice and sharp and everything in focus. So yeah, I metered the scene, set up the camera, set my shutter speed to, I think it was 2 seconds, something like that. And yeah, when packing up the camera, I realized I didn't change the aperture. So the aperture was set to 4.5. So yeah, quite overexposed the first frame. And I noticed this as packing up, so well, yeah, just setting up the camera again, doing a second exposure at f22 at the correct shutter speed. And then realized, oh, I forgot to readjust the focus. So I retook the image again, so third time is the charm, I hope. And that was just a warm-up shot, really nothing special. And the second image I took, the one with the tree, I think would be at least a bit better. Well, what a mess. Yeah, so I set up the camera. I wanted quite shallow depth of field, trying that. So quite critical focus. I still needed quite a short shutter speed, so I think like F4 or something, F4, 4 seconds, or 1/4 of a second, sorry. Forgot the mirror lockup. So yeah, I retook that image as well, so, and that ended that roll of film. I only had half a roll left, which leads me to my final mistake. I don't know what film I've loaded. Thing is, half a roll of film in the back of the RB67, and I just forgotten what I've loaded. I think it's T-Max 400, might be Ilford Delta 100, might even be T-Max 100. So, well, my spot meters was set at ISO 400, so I think I used that last time when I was out with the camera. So I hope it's T-Max 400 that is loaded. If not, I've overexposed the whole images today, or the 2 images. And if that's the case, I might just pull the film one stop in development and hopefully get usable shots or something resembling images. I did take a couple of backup images with my digital camera as well, just handheld, just to remember. As I said, it's just scouting, nothing really breathtaking or anything special, but hey, it's the way it goes sometime. So I'm going to start putting those little, well, from the packages of the film on the back of the film back, so I know what I've loaded in the cameras. I'll start doing that so I can remember what I've loaded. Anyhow, I'm going to head back to the car, get home, get some food. Until next time, take care and bye.